The 1980s came along, and Alice released an album in 1980, and that album was called Flush the Fashion. This is a pretty underrated album. I used to not care for this album too much, but I have sort of a new appreciation for it. At this time, you had punk, new wave, all these genres of music that were going on at the time. And you had bands like Devo, Blondie, the list goes on and on. Alice made an album that was very reflective of that time. Some people don't like this album, and, you know, I can understand why, but for me, I think it's a decent album. It is under 30 minutes long, which is very punk rock. And it's funny that it's sort of a punk-influenced album because the guy who produces it is Roy Thomas Baker, who's best known for producing the Queen albums. And yeah, this is a pretty underrated album. In terms of favorite songs on here, he does a cover of Talk Talk, which I think was originally by the Music Machine. Clones was a bit of a hit single for him. Pain, my favorite song from the album, very underrated. Leather Boots is good. I like Aspirin Damage. Grim Facts is good. I like Dance Yourself to Death. Yeah, this is a decent album. 1981, Special Forces. This one's okay. I prefer Flush the Fashion, but this one follows along the lines of a new wave punk sort of sounding album, very of the time when it came out in 1981. This one has some good songs on here, but there are some weak songs on here. I'll just go through all the songs here and see what I like and dislike. Who Do You Think We Are is a great way to open up the album. He does a cover of Arthur Lee and Love's 7 and 7 Is, which is pretty good. Prettiest Cop on the Block might be my favorite song on here, just because it's hilarious. And I was talking before about Alice making funny songs. This is one of them. Don't Talk Old to Me is okay. There's a live version of Generation Landslide called Generation Landslide 81. I don't know why it's on here. Skeletons in the Closet's good. You Want It, You Got It's okay. Look at Them Rags is good. You're a Movie, Vicious Rumors. It sort of fizzles out at the end. Very next year, Alice came out with another album, Zipper Catches Skin. Now, on Rate Your Music, this is his lowest rated album. Why? I mean, I can guess that it's not a very consistent album, which I would agree with, but there's some really good songs on here. Again, I'll go through all the songs here and see what I like and dislike. Zero's Ascent is good. I like Make That Money. I'm the Future. No Baloney Homo Sapiens is good. Adaptable, I really like, very catchy. I like Girls, Remarkably Insincere. I like Tag You're It. And then I Better Be Good, and the title for the last song on here, I'm Alive. That was the day my dead pet returned to save my life. There's at least like a good 4 or 5 songs on here that I think are really catchy. Then comes 1983. Alice releases another album next year. It's impressive how many albums. He almost released an album a year. Now this would be his last album for 3 years, because by this point Alice had once again hit rock bottom with his alcohol addiction, which I will get to shortly. But for now, Alice's 1983 album, Dada. This is extremely underrated. Like all great Alice albums before it, this one does follow a concept. It's very loose. If you up to interpretation. I'd be actually more surprised if he just threw 9 songs together and just went to Warner Brothers, here you go. Because these songs all fit together with each other. And if anything, this album is about a man with multiple personalities. So if you just keep that in your mind and you listen to these songs, you'll get into it. In terms of my favorite songs on here, I like Enough's Enough. Formerly Warmer is very creepy. No Man's Land is funny. You can easily put it on a Christmas playlist. Just go ahead and listen to the song. After you're done watching this, go listen to No Man's Land by Alice Cooper, and you'll hear what I'm talking about. Dyslexia is fun. Scarlet and Sheba's very creepy. I Love America is hilarious. Just funny song. Fresh Blood is good, and then it ends with Pass the Gun Around. This is a really good album. I don't want to spoil too much about it because it really is an album that you gotta listen to over and over. Now, for this album, and the 3 other albums that came before it, Flush the Fashion, Special Forces, and Zipper Catches Skin. Yeah, all of these 4 albums here, which I'm going to try and show here. Yeah, these albums, Alice had gotten back into drinking. And the story goes that Alice's wife Cheryl simply offered Alice a sip of her wine. And it's believed that after having that sip of wine, he went back to drinking again. And it painfully shows, if you watch any videos of him during that time, any promotional videos or any concert appearances that you may find on YouTube anywhere from that period of 1980 to 1982 or 3, he was really skinny and losing weight. He did not look healthy. The only picture I have here is on the back of Flush the Fashion. Look at him. He just doesn't look very healthy there. I don't know if what he was trying to do, if it was on purpose or he just lost weight. I don't know. He just doesn't look good during this period. So I think 1983, Cheryl was about to file for divorce, but Alice stopped her and said he would stop for good. Cheryl gave him another chance, and what do you know? Alice has been sober for over 30 years. Amazing. So, with that being said, it isn't too much of a surprise that he didn't release an album for 3 years, from Dada from 1983 to his next album in 1986. That whole time period of 1983 to 86, he did not release any new music. And he sort of fell off of the music scene. So nobody knew where he was. My guess as to what he was doing during that time, he already had a daughter. Alice has 3 kids. Their names are Calico, born in 81. I think during that time off, his son, Dash, was born, and then he has a daughter, Sonora, who was born in 92. So, I'm guessing during that time he decided to spend more time with his family, try to get over his drinking habits, and that came in the form of golf. If you know Alice well, he is an avid golfer, and it's also known that Alice is a born-again Christian. So 1986 comes along, and Alice is sober, and he gets a guy named Kane Roberts, and to play in his band and produce his next album. The album that came out of that is going to be this was his first album in 3 years, and unfortunately, I think it's his weakest. Of all the albums that Alice Cooper has released, I think this is his weakest album, and that album is Constrictor. This is just not a good album. There are more bad songs than there are good songs, and there are only really 2 songs on here that I like. Teenage Frankenstein, and He's Back, The Man Behind the Mask, which was the theme for Friday the 13th Part 6. I don't know which Friday the 13th movie it's from, but it says it right here on the CD. Then in 1987, Alice made another album with the same producer, Kane Roberts. This one's an improvement. Raise Your Fist and Yell. This is a pretty heavy album. It's better than Constrictor, but it still has its downsides. In terms of favorites on here, Freedom's good, Lock Me Up. I mean, I would associate this title with Ozzy Osbourne, but Prince of Darkness is okay. And I really like Roses on White Lights, which closes out the album. Then 1989 comes along, and Alice released the album that really could be considered his commercial comeback. In terms of the music on there, not so much. And that album is Trash. Now, I do not have it on CD. I got it from iTunes. There was a time when I really did like this album, but now, not so much. I mean, I do like a lot. I do like a couple of the songs on there. I really do. The hit single from that album is obviously Poison, which is one of his most popular songs. And that was a big hit for him. I think what people don't like about Trash is that he started working with outside songwriters like Desmond Child. But, I mean, Poison's good. I like House of Fire, even though it's corny. Bed of Nails is good. That's pretty heavy. And the title track's pretty good, too. Everything else, I can do without it.